This is an Audi A6 display, and we can see the problem, or rather we can't see the problem unless I zoom in. Now I can zoom in and we can see the number of miles the car has done and the trip meter, but you can see that it's not lit up. It should be lit up. Equally, this area here, showing, in this case showing the range, should also be lit up, which it is not. And the issue is that behind this display there are some little bulbs, and those bulbs have failed. Changing the bulbs is not in the handbook. What we need to do is to remove the display and get behind so we can get at the bulbs. And here is another use of the bulbs, to light the dashboard at night. You can see this is lit quite nicely, but over here what you can't see is the 3 dials there, so the bulbs also light up the display as well. The first thing to do is to try and get the steering wheel out of the way. On this particular model there's a lever here and there's another lever here to allow you to pull the wheel out and away, so I'm going to do that to make easier. Now on this model there's a couple of screw holes. One is here and the other one is just here, so we need to remove the screws from there, and there we are. I've just taken the first screw out, and here is the second screw coming out, almost coming out. And so once those screws are removed, these 2 screws here and here, then this unit comes out. There's a bolt or a piece of metal in here. It's just a question of pulling it like this and then pulling it. You can see there, I'll show you it. This is the piece of metal that is stuck into that hole there. So once this part is off, we now need to remove the 3 screws, one there, and one there. Of course this is only appertaining to the Audis. Other vehicles will be slightly different, but in the same vein. Now, having removed those 3 screws, 1, 2 and 3, we can now pull the unit forward. Just a question of pulling it forward, and you can see now the display is, should be able to get at the rear. Now if you are doing this seriously, it's worthwhile disconnecting all these leads. Be very, very careful not to break any. This particular one, you have to pull this bit back for it will release, etc, etc. I've actually got the whole display unit out, and I can look in the back and I can check. You see those, I've got those blue ones out. Where are they? Here's the blue, but there's also orange ones. Those orange ones are lamps as well, so it's best to check all of those. I'll show you how to check them in just a second. You'll see there are literally dozens of these things. I've just taken an orange one out here, out of that hole there. Some of them are blanked off like that one, which means no bulb required, but all the others it's well worth just checking. That was the wind blowing the door. All the lights, and as I said earlier, you'll really need a meter to do that, and I'll show you that in just a second. Here we have a meter, very inexpensive. This one's got a nice facility on it that you can move it to ohms, and then when you touch the 2 leads together, if you press this button here, then it will actually beep to tell you've got continuity. So all we need to do is to put it on the 2 sides of the bulb, and if it beeps, you know it's a good one. If it doesn't, you know you need to change it. Right, a word about these bulbs. This is a faulty one that I took out, and obviously the ideal is to get one of these and replace it. They're not easy to get hold of. I'm very lucky because I've got a grand selection here, and you'll see they're different colours, and up here it shows you that they're for different cars. So I'm lucky in that I can take this one, and you can see I've got them here. So you've got to try and make sure you get the right one. You can even get LEDs. This is a LED replacement, light emitting diode, which lasts longer, is true. However, there is a slight problem. One, they'll only work one way round, so you've got to make sure you put them the right way round, and there's no way to tell that apart from trying it. And secondly, it's not easy to tell if they're faulty, because you can't put a meter across them, because they are light emitting diodes. In fact, I've actually taken one to bits here just to show you. This is the LED here, and you'll see it's got a fitted with a resistor to allow the voltage drop of the 12 volts. So you can't really test them, not with a meter, that is. So just to sum up, the best idea is, if you can, is to get a direct replacement. Just another word on the bulbs. As I said, do try and make sure you get direct replacements, because for example these ones here are 12 volt 1.2 watt, but these ones over here are 12 volt 2 watts, so they're brighter. So you don't want to have your display in some places bright and in some places dim. And once having replaced all the bulbs, it's just a question of very carefully reconnecting the cables in the reverse order. And here we are, all the bulbs have been replaced and the lights are actually on. It's starting to get dark here, and you can see now that these 3 gauges over here are also all lit up. So everything is back lit up and working. Hope you've enjoyed it. Bye for now.